Hello everybody, it is Dan Lags, and welcome back to episode number 108 of Constructing Los Dangeles. What is up, guys? We're back in the city today, and today's going to be a fun little episode because I actually don't have anything planned really for building. I'm just going to kind of do a freestyle episode. Like I said, I'm just load up the world. I actually really don't know what I'm going to be working on this episode, so I'm going to kind of just decide on the spot, and it should be pretty fun. So anyway, guys, we are back in the city today. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of construction, changing up the stadium a little bit, changing up the design a little bit. I can't really work on the stadium like that all that much. It's kind of just sitting here kind of like in a half and half finished kind of phase right now. I'm just waiting to finish the castle because I can't work on the city, the castle and the stadium all at the same time. It's too much work. So once I finish the castle, I'll devote my attention to the stadium, and it seems like it's been forever since I last, focused on the stadium. But, speaking of that, the stadium, resides the Los Angeles Laggards. And I was thinking to myself, Laggards is an interesting name for the team, but I was wondering if it would be appropriate to change the name of the team to something a little bit different. So let's go ahead and mix up these letters a little bit real quick just for the sake of doing this. So here we go. All right, I was going to change this up just a tad, just going to change a couple of letters here. And we'll change the name of the team, momentarily. So here we go. All right. So I changed a couple of letters, and now all of a sudden we have the Los Angeles Laggards. Now a laggard, if you guys are not aware, a laggard is actually a word. It is a thing. It is a person who makes slow progress or falls behind others. So you know what that means, guys. I think this is the perfect name for the mascot of my team here in the city, because after all, I do make pretty slow progress here on this world. It's been 118 episodes, and, there's really no end in sight. So I think that's appropriate. Obviously, I'm going to keep the name Laggards, but I thought it would just be funny to start the episode with that. So a little bit of a vocab lesson here. SAT prep for all you kiddies out there from Dan, your friend in the neighborhood, Dan. Anyway, what's up, guys? We'll get to the question of the day in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm thinking that this area of the map is an area I ignore a lot. And, guys, I'm not actually going to make the name Laggards. I'm going to change it back to Laggers later, but I thought that was just funny. So, like this area of the map, needs some work. I have this kind of area mapped out over here, specifically this part where we have kind of like this border of stone, which is going to be, filled in eventually. And it's going to be a big old space where we're going to have much more stuff built. Over here, we have this little pond and lake, and, one of the things I like to do on this world, I know it's not expressed very well in the city since it's pretty much all covered up. I like to keep the original environment kind of intact on this world, so, if you follow this river, I like to think that it kind of connects all the way out, so you can kind of follow it, and it'll go underneath this bridge, it'll turn here, go underneath of this bridge, it'll keep on going all the way out to the ocean over here, so it makes its way. There's no random bodies of water that don't make any sense on the world, and I try to keep it like that because I want it to, the environment part of it, to look like it makes sense, right? All right, so anyway, let's keep on going here. So I'm thinking, so we have this pond here, which I like. It might be a lake, it might be a pond. I'm gonna call it a lake. So it kind of opens up here, but then we get to this area over here where it's like, how do we connect this? So we have a body of water running through here, a little stream that leads out to what is eventually the ocean out this way. So I'm thinking that I'm going to add a bridge here at some point, and I'm probably going to have to do some terraforming and lift this space here because it's kind of pretty low. What is this right here? It's a big old drop off into a ravine or something. But this is going to become like a bridge here going across this water. And then I think over here, I'm probably just going to cut this off. I don't think we need two exits into the ocean. So I'll probably terraform some sort of little land across through there, kind of like from here to like right there, and fill this all in. I might even actually take the stone and bring it like all the way out to here, and then the bridge kind of like starts right from there. I wonder if that would be a better solution to this issue. We're probably gonna do some skipping, cutting the video and doing some things because I'm gonna have to be filling in some space probably this episode. But if I take this all the way down, I'm just curious to see if this might work. And we'll see. So let me just take this all the way down, connect it here. All right, so if I started the bridge like right around here, I actually might be able to make this entire space stone and have a bunch of stuff on it just to kind of close off the city. And then this bridge can kind of separate the city and, the neighborhood. So that actually might work pretty good. As far as this road here goes, my plan for this is to make this the pier. Originally, I wanted to make the pier on the other side of the stadium, but I think like starting right here, I think I'm going to make a pier and it kind of just goes all the way down, kind of like Santa Monica Beach, in California, in LA, right? Not LD. I almost just said LD, but I said LA. I'm good. So we'll put the pier right here, kind of over, looking out over the ocean. I think that's kind of be a good spot for it, because you can still see some houses in the distance, and it doesn't like totally kill the view of those houses if there's a highway here. And then if you fly it to the other side of the bay here, we got the good old yacht. We got some AC-130s up there. Actually, they're not really AC-130s. They're more of just like cargo planes. And then over here, I have originally wanted to put the pier over here, but I think I'm just going to leave this turned and normal. I might actually even curve this road, since it's going to be kind of an awkward turn there. So I will most likely curve this road in this new development. It's like the tiniest little snow biome over there. That's cute. All right, so let's go back. I just said the word cute. Wow. All right, anyway. People are questioning my manhood right now. All right, let's see. So obviously this is all going to get filled in. I think we kind of developed a little bit of a plan here. But what I want to do now is come back over here. Let's actually build something, guys. 6 minutes in. Yawn. Dan's not building anything. And again, for like the 19th time. I think what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and take like a little stone wall out. And I don't want to take it too far. I'm thinking, like, honestly, that's fine. So let's just take it out this way. And what this stone wall is going to be is kind of distinguish between the city streets and the Hollywood Hills area. This is going to be a plan, guys. All right, here we go. Let's start to break through this wall a little bit. And good thing we're on Xbox 360 still, so I have my modded controller, so I can just power right through this mountain here. Hopefully it's not too long and too dark. Sorry, guys, if it's dark right now. There we go. We've surfaced. All right, so this right here is going to be kind of broken. And then everything to my right is going to be demolished, and this is going to start to create like a little border between, the start of the mountain and then the end of the city. This is something that I think cities do. They kind of carve into the mountain with these walls just to kind of, well, first off, to prevent like landslides or anything like that. That's like the real reason to do that. And secondly, just so it looks a little bit neater. So there's even examples of that in actual Los Angeles. So, this city is not based off Los Angeles by any means, but Los Angeles, maybe there are some similarities. So this city, I would say, isn't really based off any city. I would say it's probably a mix between, my own thoughts, New York City, Los Santos, which is basically Los Angeles video game version, and then Los Angeles itself. So basically Los Angeles, New York, and, and my own thoughts. So it's kind of like a mix between all those things. Obviously it doesn't look anything like any of those cities, but in terms of like the ideas, some of the building inspiration and stuff like that, and some of the planning, that's kind of based off that. But it's been a process, right, guys? For any of you guys who have watched every episode of Los Dangeles, this series is a lot different than it was when it first started. When it first started, there was really no definitive plan. I was kind of just building whatever I felt like building in the space that was given to me. But at this point in the series, 118 episodes in, I feel like I have a pretty good plan of what I want to put in every single corner of the map. So, now it's just the time to build it. There's a plan put in place. Now we just got to build it. And I really, hindsight 2020, but I wish I was a little bit more experienced with doing these kind of things when I first started, because, it would have been nice to have had a good solid plan going in, because for the first probably like 50 episodes of this series, I really didn't have any plan at all. So I was just kind of building whatever I felt like building. That was probably not a good idea. It's definitely making the series a lot longer than it should have been, and that's kind of tying into the theme of this episode with the laggard thing, slow and steady wins the race. But yeah. All right, so I'm just going to fill this in like 2 layers here, and then I'll kind of explain what I'm going to do after that. That's perfect. So we have this hill, right? And I don't want to interfere with these houses too much, because the point is they're supposed to be separated from the actual city. They're supposed to be up on the hills. I know it's not the tallest hill in the world, but, it manages, right? It manages to express what I'm trying to put together. This house might not be here to stay. This is like literally a year old. This might be over a year old at this point. I think I built this house in September 2013, so that's an old-ass house. This one is new still. I like this one, and of course that one's very new. I also like that one as well. That leads down to the Tudor-style house. You guys understand the game plan, right? Everything's all coming together pretty nicely. So, let's see. I want to curve this because I don't want it just to be kind of like an awkward square transition. And as far as this long plot here, I'm going to add some things to it. Probably some houses. I was thinking about even adding like kind of kind of like a bad neighborhood, like the less affluent neighborhood. I don't want to use any stereotypical words or anything like that. So, I'm just going to say the less affluent folks of the cities, the not so nice areas is what we're going to try to put together over here, because, every city's got them, So, I mean, I'm not going to just have a city, sorry, you're only allowed to live here if you're rich, you know what I mean? Because, like, half the apartments in this city are just, they're for rich people. Like Eclipse Towers and things like that. Is there a bed around here somewhere? I'm searching my inventory for a bed. Can't find one. There's, like, one right over here, so, oh well. All right. One update I wanted to show you guys real quick before we continue. We've built a wall in 10 minutes. Good job, Dan. But this building over here is starting to come together a little bit. Let me show you guys real quick. So if you fly over here and stand on top of the hospital, this building is coming along nicely. It's a lot taller than that. Load in. There we go. So this building is coming along. I've been working on it a little bit. It's got a cool look to it, right, guys? It's obviously not even close to being done, but it's getting there. And I think when it's done, it's going to be pretty awesome. Obviously, I need to add a ton more detail to it, but it looks pretty good from most angles. It's going to be nice from the plaza. Having access from the plaza. It's going to be a cool building. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. It's going to be some sort of office building for some company that's, on this world, whether that be Bedrock Tires or Danville's Anvils or the electronic store that I've come up with, I guess. Speaking of companies, I've been looking for a name in the comment section for the gas station that we made last episode. Some pretty good suggestions. It's tough to find a good name for a gas station, but right now the leaders are, I think, Danico, and then there was another one that was really good that I can't remember actually. It was like, it had something to do with lags, but I like Danico because that's a ring off of a gas company. I know that there's a company that sounds similar to that, so whoever suggested, there was actually like several people who suggested that, so to those of you who did that, much obliged. All right, so this let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take this much more in terms of curving it. It's not going to be insane. So let's probably go like that. And then the rest can just be kind of how it is, kind of straight. All right. And then we'll come over here and do kind of the same idea. How did I do it? I'll start from like right here. I'll go 2 in. All right. So we might as well get to the question of the day while I'm doing this. I'm probably going to make some cuts in a minute. But before we do that, let's start with the question of the day. So the question of the day is, are you getting sick of the city texture pack? If so, what texture pack do you want to see? So I like this question. As far as the city texture pack goes, no, I'm not getting sick of it. I like the city texture pack. I've always thought it was a pretty solid texture pack, the best one that they've released on Xbox One, in my opinion, or sorry, Xbox 360 or whatever, PS3 or any kind of console Minecraft. It's my personal favorite. So I'm not sick of it. I like the texture pack, but I wish that maybe there was some things, a couple things different about it. Overall, it's a great texture pack, but there's just a couple things I don't like. I'm not a huge fan of a couple of the blocks, but for the majority, most of the blocks are pretty good. The only reason I would say that I get sick of it sometimes is because, some of the blocks aren't that great. They don't really look too great. So, but no, I'm not sick of it. But as far as answering the second part of your question, even though I was supposed to answer it if I was sick of it, but still. As far as the texture packs that I want to see on Xbox, obviously I don't have any expectations, because 4J Studios is creating their own texture packs, so they're not like taking texture packs that have already been made on PC that have been successful or anything like that, like custom fan-made PCs or texture packs or whatever. So I'm just hoping that one day they'll come out with something that is better than the city texture pack in terms of just total overall blocks look the best. But I think they're on the right track. At least one thing that I will notice about the release of the texture packs is that they do get better over time. They started off with the Mass Effect texture pack, which I think we can all agree wasn't very good. Obviously, if you like Mass Effect, it was cool, but the texture pack itself wasn't really useful for anything else besides building futuristic stuff. So that one was kind of a flop, I would say. Some of the other ones, not a lot of people use. I think for the most part, from what I see, most people kind of stick to the city texture pack, the natural texture pack default, I would say. I don't see a lot, maybe some plastic texture pack. I don't know. I don't know if there's some people that use that. I don't use it personally, but maybe some people do. And then, fantasy texture pack is cool. I like that one. I'm kind of going on a tangent, just kind of talking about texture packs. But I did do a top 5 texture packs countdown video. If anyone's interested, I did it a couple months back. I thought it was actually a pretty good video, believe it or not. Believe it or not, Dan released a cool video that had some good editing. So, why am I talking down to myself? So, yeah, that was. If you want to check that out, I'll probably put that in the outro as the random video. That was a fun video to do because I think I don't want to spoil it. I'm assuming some people have seen it, but I did have City Texture Pack as #1, but I won't spoil the rest of the countdown if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, then you should probably already know, unless you forgot, which is totally understandable. At least I uploaded it like 8 months ago. But anyway. Well, no, I uploaded it when the Candy Texture Pack came out a few weeks after, so that probably wasn't 8 months ago. I'm exaggerating clearly, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? So you guys see what I'm doing here, right? I'm just kind of adding the wall, and it's just to start to terraform it in, right? So I'm thinking, what if I added another wall here? This kind of just popped into my head. I'm curious about this. What if I added another wall? You know, just simply put, we're going to add a second wall that kind of runs across, as like kind of have some levels to this, right? So all that terraforming I just did for the last 3 minutes, nope, you're gone. Sorry. All right. Let's see. So we're going to take this and kind of wrap it up like this. So thank you for the question of the day. I appreciate it, sir. And of course, you guys can leave your questions of the day in the comment section of any CLD episode, preferably this one, because this is probably the one I'm going to check for the most recent questions. And preferably, you'd send them to me on Twitter. They are more likely to get answered if you send them on Twitter. So yeah, thank you guys for that. And yeah, so this over here is kind of like a weird area. It's kind of like weird. It's just a weird shape. So probably going to have to do a little bit of fixer-upper here. So yeah, I'll probably do some sort of, just kind of fill that space in because it's kind of like, ugh, I don't really like it. It's kind of like this weird space that just shouldn't be here, right? And of course we have the rails, which is cool. All right, so continuing on with this new wall that we're putting in. Let's kind of take this across. All right, so let's see. Oh gosh, it's bad news. I just heard the buzzing sound. If you guys have been following the last couple episodes, me and my interesting life, I've been getting attacked by bugs in my room. It's stink bug season where I live, and it's brutal. These things are all over the place. I don't like it. So hopefully they're not going to attack me during my video, because that tends to happen. All right, so let's see. I'm going to take this across right here. All right, and this is going to go right here. There we go. How is that going to look? And then, of course, I'm going to fill in the... Oh, yeah, this is actually going to be cool. Yeah, this is going to be really cool. Because I'm going to fill in the grass here. And it's going to kind of make these, like, this kind of double level thing that's going to make sense, right? It's going to kind of shape off the terrain. Kind of put a border between the mountain and the road. Well, and, like, just a flat area in the city. But it's also going to add, like, a nice little feature here. So this could be cool. This could definitely be really cool. All right, so let's take this across. Remember back in the day when I did, like, my first couple episodes of CLD, I had the Riverside Falls area, which was, like, the supposed neighborhood, like the new neighborhood of Los Angeles. Man, that's old. That's not even there anymore. It's pretty much covered up. It's crazy how much the world has changed. And I get criticized a lot saying that, like, I break things, and I'm indecisive, and I never make any progress because I'm always changing things on the world. And that's fair criticism. I don't know why I couldn't say that. It's absolutely fair criticism, but I'm not changing the world just for the sake of giving myself more things to build. I'm changing the world, or like to keep the series going like longer or anything like that. I'm not doing that. I'm changing the world for the better because over time, things change, and I've found better ways to do things, and that's how it's worked. So things that I built a year ago, aren't gonna apply to things that I'm building now, right? Because first off, the texture packs have changed. There's been new updates. So that's really the reason why I change things, more than anything else, is because there's new things on the game that can make the city better than it was before. So if I change them, it'll be better. And of course, if I have the opportunity to change something for the better, I'm gonna do it. So, yeah, that's definitely a thing. I definitely understand, like, this series is long, right? But there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you guys are getting bored of it. It's like it's getting more views than ever, and I appreciate that, guys, because it's fun to build a city, just fun to kind of get on the game and just turn on the mic and, just build whatever I feel like building and, have an audience. It's cool. It's a cool thing, and it's not a lot of thing. It's something that not a lot of people can do, and it's cool. It's something you can't take for granted. All right, so let's see. I'm going to kind of just get this grass kind of wrapped around. And I think I will leave you guys. I think I will do a cut and fill in all of this stone. Well, at least some of it, because that's a lot of stone. I wish I had world edit. Literally it'd take me 15 seconds. But this is Minecraft Xbox One, where we grind. We're hard workers on here, guys. We don't have world edit. But don't get me wrong. If I had world edit, I would use it. I would abuse the crap out of that, like steroids on baseball players, okay? Don't think I'm some like saintly person. Like, oh, I'm gonna build everything legit. You know, no. If I had a world that I would use it every single day. But you know, we're a console players. You know, we're the struggle. We have it hard over here on console. So, but that's what makes us awesome, right? As a community. All right, let's see. So, how many blocks in? This doesn't really matter. I just got to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go ahead and take it from like right here, maybe. Yes, let's do it from right here. So it's kind of just wrap it. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Let's kind of just go like this, and maybe something like this, like that. Yeah, this is great. All right, let's go ahead and fill this in. I mean, this is something I need to do. You know, I need to start working on this area of the map. So I've been focusing on like that side of the bridges. You know, there's like those 2 bridges that cross like over the river that kind of connect the 2 parts of the city. Now, this is like the stadium area that's undeveloped, and that's over there. That's much more like the downtown area with all the skyscrapers and stuff. But I want to develop this area of the map more. You know, not necessarily with skyscrapers or anything like that, but just like more buildings and, you know, kind of like a different demographic of town. And, you know, obviously I'm going to add, you know, some beachy feel over here. You know, that's going to be cool. And look at the beautiful sunset. Love it. Minecraft, you're a great thing. All right. Nothing better than a Minecraft sunset, except, you know, probably a real-life sunset's probably a lot better, but still. Real life? What server is that? All right, here we go. Let's take this across. That looks great. I like this. Obviously, this part needs to be, like, not a wall of dirt, but we're going to fix that. Let's go ahead and sleep real quick, guys. All right. Nothing more fun than doing a little bit of terraforming in the morning. Just kidding. There's probably a lot more things more fun than that, because terraforming is, like, the most boring part of Minecraft, but super necessary. All right, let's just break this a little bit. Hopefully I can make terraforming a little bit interesting, right? This isn't really terraforming. This is really just kind of planning. Terraforming is like when you literally have to build the mountain. I'm really not building it. I'm more of just like kind of editing it and breaking it down, just so it's kind of fits fits my plan more, right? All right, so all of this, I'm just gonna let it grow by itself because I'm too lazy. So we'll let that grow. I can break that as well, probably that, and even put one right there. That's gonna be nice. Probably take one off of that. And then this right here is probably gonna get filled in. What is this? It's just like a random little hole. What the heck? Oh, it's like a sheepy sitting down there. What's he doing? Okay, so let's see. Take this across here. And we're coming to the end of a couple of series, guys, if you guys are gonna be keeping track. The Achievement Challenge series on Xbox One is coming to a close very soon. We're only a couple episodes away from finishing that one up. As well as another Xbox One series that we're doing, the traditional mansion/house. It's really becoming like a mansion. If you guys haven't been tuning into that, it's getting pretty big. But that one's coming along pretty good. So we're kind of coming to the end of a couple of series. So we're gonna be starting some new things soon. Now that's always kind of a fun period for a creator, right? For a content creator, you know, starting new series and like seeing what works and stuff like that. Like, you know, obviously every YouTuber strives to make all their series like everyone loves them. Now, obviously, I've gotten pretty fortunate with this series. You know, some series are more popular than other ones, you know, and that's like the kind of thing that I like to do. You know, you experiment, you try new things, and if it sticks, then you have like a successful series that could last a long time. And now that's what happens with Los Dangeles, and that's what encourages me to start new series all the time, because, you know, you never know when another one's going to like really stick, and a lot of people are going to love it, like Los Angeles. So, yeah, that's you know, that's what I always love to do. But that's like one of the best parts about being a YouTuber, is just being able to like express creativity and things like that. It's just awesome. You know, it's a creative palette. That's what it is. All right, so let's see. We're gonna take this across here, and let's see. All right, so we're just gonna fill this in with the grass really quick here, and right here as well. We're just gonna add those spots there. Last 2 spots or 3 right there, and there we go, guys. We're gonna have this little wall thing here. So now, like, basically what's going to happen is all of this is going to turn to stone, and it's going to kind of be a little space here where we're going to add a couple of buildings. So it's not a huge amount of space, but, you know, it's a good solid like 20 blocks or so that we can add. Might put another gas station chain over here, maybe like a restaurant, or if like a fast food restaurant over here, maybe like another mod shop, kind of like Los Angeles Customs on the other side of the way, and other things. But anyway, guys, I'm going to cut the video real quick and just kind of fill in a little bit of this stone so we can get a little bit of better scope of what this is going to look like. So, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back, and I just went ahead and added some trees. I finished all the wall, added some terraforming, and of course filled in the stone even add some plots here. Got a couple of 19 by 19 plots here. Made out some red wool. We got 4 of those. And this kind of just goes to show you some of the opportunities that we have for this area. We got some nice space here. And even as we get down further, I didn't get a chance to fill in all this stone because that's a lot. I'll do that later. But, you know, we have a lot more space over here even to make some even bigger plots. So maybe even some more car dealerships over here. You know, plenty of things to do. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of options that we can add over here. But everything's looking good right now, guys. The plan is coming along great. So, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of CLD. Of course, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that's right. Leave your question of the day submissions in the comments or on Twitter. I think I already said that, but I'll say it again. Doesn't matter. Give it a like if you did enjoy it, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace out.